Hey all, I'm Insetic. With me is Turo
Hello.
and Zindictive,
Sup, lads?
and this is Tricky Madness. Tricky Madness, well, the demo at least. It's a upcoming arcade snowboarding game with a focus on speed and big air, inspired by classics like SSX and 1080, coming in 2024, according to the website. And yeah, so this is just the demo of a game that's in development. It has a Kickstarter that started early January, and so there's about 3 weeks left as of time of release. You should check all of that out. But yeah, it's a definitely SSX inspired kind of game, and here in this quick video, we'll be looking at, a couple of the time trial races, and then, well, first a couple, show off point total things. And, if you know the SSX games, it's pretty similar to that, up to including uber tricks once you fill out the tricky numbers, or letters, excuse me, at the bottom of it. So, Turo, you've played the games. Indictive, you have not. Is that right?
Yep.
Yes.
Both of you? So yeah, this game does do, heavily inspired by SSX again, but does have its own kind of spin on several of the mechanics. Like in those, kind of classic arcade extreme sports games, tricks equal boost, boost equals speed, but here you don't have like a constant boost bar you can hold on to and use whenever. Here, the boost you get is from landing big tricks, and you see that based on the points that you get different kind of tiers of boosts, like yellow to green to blue to orange, which I think lasts longer, and maybe each one goes a little faster than the one before.
It reminds me of you ever play Wii Sports Resort, the wakeboarding game?
I actually did not.
Yeah,
I didn't have a Wii as a kid.
Oh, that's tragic.
I mean, 99 every other person in a
So yeah, I guess you didn't need one.
Did, so.
Yeah. But yeah, you go off the wake, and when you land, you get a speed boost if you land perfectly. It's like that. Except, honestly, a lot cooler here because you're not just going off a wake, you're spinning and flipping your board around.
Though, the big thing that I really don't like is how you input each trick. As you see, it's not just like kind of a constant across all of the buttons. Even the regular tricks are different in terms of like left trigger, right trigger, and then like right bumper, left bumper for two different ones. And then especially when you get to the uber tricks, there are inputs of 3 buttons, 4 buttons, 5 buttons, but again, they're not very constant across how you do it. Sometimes it's left trigger, left trigger, left trigger, and then sometimes it's like some type of thing that you'd never be able to memorize. And honestly, I really wish it was closer to the SSX style of like, a constant across them, like a single button press plus the square button. Or if you really wanted to do multi-taps, like maybe multi-tap any of the buttons 3 times to kick off one of these,
Pretty much for the most when it comes to tricks, from what I've seen here, like, they do go normal to starter things, and then when it gets to the uber tricks, it stops being, like, a normal extreme sports game, and tries to act more like a fucking fighting game, where you're trying to do like the Mortal Kombat finality code.
Different kind of button combinations.
Yeah.
Which
I'd like to see the half circle spin from the Sean Palmer games. I'd like to see that come back.
Yeah. But another thing in here is just like in SSX3 and on tour, those, past those games, you could do board presses in between the different jumps to kind of keep your combo going. You can see that I'm going here and the combo was holding and not, degrading because I wasn't doing anything. And so that's, definitely the way to go in show-off mode to get the super high points. You see I have, 57,000 base points, but I'm banking, just like in, again, the later SSX games, I'm banking a combo that's nearly that much. Like, I'm going to get, nearly double points once I finally end this, and that's how you get, like, gold.
Nice.
I wasn't able to get gold when I played the demo. I found it very difficult.
I memorized up to like the 3 button and a couple of the 4 button Ubers, but I was not memorizing any of the 5 button. Which
now, I think I'm gonna interpret this as a good sign. It looks like you're playing a different version of the demo than I did, because I had a controller plugged in, but it was showing me keyboard inputs. And also the splash screen on your demo says version 2.1. So it looks like they are updating this well, they've updated it at least once pretty quickly.
Yeah, it seems like they're actually taking some player feedback and what have you from what they're getting, and they're actually implementing it into their demo just to make sure that the experience is going to be good when it comes to when Kickstarter's success.
I mean, you don't want to focus too much on the demo because, like, that's just a demo. You want it into the main game, but, you know, it's... Yeah.
Right,
I think
it's
in
what
a way...
people are able to play.
Yeah, I think in a way they're basically utilizing the demo in order to see what works, what doesn't, and what to keep in the game, what to just, like, kind of sidestep away from.
Yeah. Yeah, the grabs, that was something I needed to get used to. I feel like I actually memorized... Because there's actually, as you saw, that's the entire trick list from when Insetic had it up on the screen. That is the entire trick list, so it wasn't too much to memorize, but there was some memorization that was needed that you wouldn't really need in the games that it's borrowing from.
I'd say maybe it is too much to memorize again if you want to do the 5-button ones, and it's like one of them is, you know, RT, RB, RB, LB, LB, but another one is a completely different, you know, like not double hitting the... I just, again, really like consistency across, you know, being able to do the tricks in a game. And so, again, when you get into those kind of patterns where it just, you know, it's different amounts of triggers and which, or, you know, bumpers and which one you hit.
Yeah, I feel like that's mainly, like, the massive difference between this and where it's taken its massive inspiration from SSX Tricky and what have you, is the fact that with SSX Tricky, the controls and gameplay are fairly simple, but the style is, like, off the fucking charts. Whereas the controls here are a lot more complicated in cases, and yet there is some style, but it's a bit more controlled, I guess you can say. A bit more, like, pulled back. Like, there's some realism here, and there's some more cartoonish antics of the character designs and such.
Yeah, I mean, see, it feels like we're harping on one or two things a lot, but again, that's because otherwise, I don't know, it's not like I have really big in-depth feedback. I've seen people post YouTube comments on, you know, like the trailer and such of, you know, more feedback and whatever, and, like, again, yeah, if it's toned more down, if it's closer to, like, an SSX-3, that's fine with me. I mean, you know, 3 is my favorite of the SSX series again, and I really like being able to go off of ramps that are designed as ramps and not just, you know, snow mounds on the side of a, you know, procedurally generated mountain.
Honestly, I got, like, 30 minutes of gameplay out of just that one map. And to me, I think that shows a lot of potential for what this project holds. I think there's obviously some things to iron out of this Kickstarter demo, like of course there is, but I think I'll be keeping an eye on this game.
Yeah,
definitely.
same. I feel like this is a game that is going to be very fun. It's just that there definitely needs to be some kinks ironed out and some things taken into consideration with trying to see where to take this. And if I was to give my opinion on this one, I think go more into the style they're really looking into with just the characters and, like, how the game looks overall, more so than trying to incorporate all of these more complicated things, because when your control scheme does become more like a fighting game, like a fucking Mortal Kombat, it can pretty much put people off, so...
Yeah, but again, so if you've seen this close to the video's release, check the Kickstarter, support that, and, yeah, play the demo if you want to, and support it as well. Thanks for watching.